So guys, we'll be starting soon. Let the other people also join. Right now, I think 8 people have only joined the webinar. So now you guys might be able to hear me, right? So in the meantime, we'll be starting in 2-3 minutes at most. In the meantime, you can post or copy paste your queries, whatever you posted earlier, in the QA section of this new webinar. It will make things easy for me in order to answer your queries. So I think we should get started. The other people will join soon also. So you guys are able to hear me as well as see the screen, right? Okay then. So basically in this webinar, we will be discussing how to use the Creatrix Capsule Zetta product in order to prepare for GATE 2017. So the flow of webinar will be something like this. First, I'll discuss how to make use of the capsule. Then what strategy you should follow till GATE 2017. Then what is the subject-wise schedule that you can follow. And then I'll be taking on your queries in a live Q&A session. Okay. Again, I am telling you, please post your queries in the QA section. In the meanwhile, I am showing you some of the slides that I have prepared for your preparation. So let us first start with how to use Capsule. So the first thing is, let me introduce Capsule who already do not know about it. Capsule is a one-stop solution for GATE preparation in which we encapsulate all the products or all the services that are possible and that are required to prepare for GATE. So what all is included in Capsule product is, we have 500 to 600 video lectures covering all the subjects that are asked in GATE examination. Then we also send you a postal study course in which we include one theory booklet and one question bank for each subject. The question bank has almost 300 to 400 questions which are completely solved. Solutions are given at the end of each chapter in order so that you can check your answer after attempting a question. Then later on, we will be sending you a crash package in which there will be 5 booklets which have short notes of each subject as well as 80 to 100 questions which are meant for revision before you start attempting the test series. In this week, the test series will also start. You have to register there and then you can start giving the test. Also, we have provided with you with a Facebook group for doubt solving, and we regularly conduct one webinar per month so that you can ask your doubt in a live interaction session. Now, what should be the ideal study routine if one is using a Capsule Zetta product? So first of all, the first step that you should take is follow the video lectures pertaining to a particular concept. The video lectures have been divided in two categories. One are for theory concepts, other is for solving the problems. You might have already gone through one or two subjects. That feature you might have already observed. So first read the theory video lecture, then see the problem solving video based on that concept. Then if you are clear with the concept, or even if you are not clear, try and make time to read the theory from the concept theory booklet that we are sending you. If you are still unable to understand any concept, you need further more details, then before asking any query, one thing you can do is you can refer some standard book for that concept in particular. Do not read the entire standard textbook, but whatever concept you are not able to understand through the video lectures and the study material, go to the standard textbook for that, or you can Google it. It will be more helpful. And still, if you are not able to understand that concept, you can pose the doubt. Once you have completely grasped the concept and also learned the problem solving techniques, then you can solve the question bank that we are sending you. You can solve the problems given in that, and then you will be able to understand a concept in a much better way. So that should be the ideal routine which you can follow each day in order to achieve best result in GATE. Then the next question that comes to your mind also is, what is the time that one should dedicate per day in order to do well in GATE? So since we have around 6 months left for GATE examination and we have 600 lectures to cover, that means 100 lectures per month. It accounts for around 4 to 5 video lectures per day in order to complete the course before the deadline or before the D-Day, that is the GATE examination. Then after studying 4 to 5 video lectures, you must dedicate 1 or 2 hours to read the theory from the theory booklets that we are sending you. Then the next 2 hours should be dedicated to solve the problems. And how many problems? You have to solve in those 2 hours 30 to 40 questions. That means the total time should be around 2.5 hours for video lecture, 1.5 hours for theory, and 2 hours for problem solving. That is 6 hours around each day. Now, many of you might be in your final year or third year, or many of you might be enrolled in a job. So you might not be able to dedicate 6 hours each day. Then what should be your schedule? Then you have to have a separate schedule for weekdays and weekends. For weekdays, you can watch 3 video lectures per day around 1.5 hours. Then you can read theory booklet for half hour, and you can solve 15 to 20 questions in 1.5 hour or 1 hour each day. That means you have to dedicate around 3 hours each day. Then you have to multiply this time by a factor x on weekends. On weekends, what you should do is you should double the number of video lecture. Now, do not go and watch 6 lectures continuously, as your mind won't be able to absorb that much content at one go. So rather divide your slot into 2 time slots, that is 3 video lectures, then some reading and question solving, then again 3 video lectures and some reading and problem solving. On weekends, you should dedicate around 3 hours to theory reading. Now, this is not hard and fast. Some concept might not require reading that much, whereas some might be theory intense in which you have to read a lot of concepts. So for that, you should dedicate more time. But if such a concept is not reading worthy, then you need not dedicate 3 hours for theory. Then the next 3 hours you should dedicate for solving the problems. In that time, you should be able to solve 45 to 50 questions. That is, it accounts for total of 9 hours on weekend. 9 hours can be easily manageable if you are dedicating the time in 2 slots, suppose 5 hours in the morning, then 4 hours in the evening. But guys, even if you are undergraduate or you are doing a job, that much time you have to dedicate each day or on each weekend without fail. Otherwise, you will not be able to cope up with droppers or other people who are preparing for GATE, because they are putting in a lot of hours each day. So you have to compete with them, and to compete with them, you have to dedicate this much time on weekends so that you do not fail in the GATE examination. Now, what shall be the strategy till GATE examination, or what should be your routine? So, if you are starting your preparation from July mid, your target should be covering the entire course till January mid. Covering the course means you have to cover the video lectures and the concept, And those who have much more time, they can solve some problems from the standard textbook or any other question bank available in the market. But once you are done with the concept, okay? So there should be a strict priority order. Do not go after all the books simultaneously. First, go through the concept study material, the questions given in concept. Then after that, you can go for a standard question bank. After that, you can go for the standard textbook. After that, you should go for the previous year question bank. After that, you should go for the test series. Okay. So there is a definite priority order that you should follow. And it is not hard and fast that you have to do these many elements in order to succeed in GATE. Even one element can be sufficient, or for some, even 10 elements cannot be sufficient. So it depends on how much time you are getting. If you are getting less time, then you should do only concept. If you are getting more and more time, then you should also solve the standard books that are available for each subject. Okay. So that is how you should proceed. And if you get any doubts, you can clear those doubts on the Capsule Zetta users group. So also you can read creatrix.com/blog for any subject wise strategy. That is the blog given on our website. And also on each week, you should keep 1 or 2 hours kept for revision. Whatever subjects you have already completed, you should revise those subjects. And once you have done a subject, the test series will be starting soon. So you can attempt one subject test based on those subject, so that you know what is your preparation level. Now in the test series, there will be a 4 subject test per subject. So one subject test you can do after completing a subject. Then now you should target the revision phase from October to December. Now, as I said, you have to complete the entire course from June, July to January, and you are starting the revision in October. That means your revision should be done in parallel with your preparation from the month of October to December. We will be sending you the crash course which you can follow for revision. And along with the crash course, you have to solve the previous year question alongside, so that you know where do you stand and are you able to solve the previous year question based on the concepts that you have learned. Okay. So there should be a separate time of revision other than the time that you are dedicating for covering more subjects or newer subjects in these months. After revising, you can give 2 subject tests based on those subjects. So now you would have completed 3 subject tests per subject, one after the completion, 2 after the revision. Then the next phase is attempting the mock test. So in the month of January, your target should be attempting 15 mock tests. We will be giving you an exact of 15 mock tests in the K test. Also, you should keep a track of whatever errors you are committing. What I usually recommend is keep a separate thin copy in which you will be writing down the numerical solving techniques, like some error which I am regularly committing or some point that must be kept in mind while solving a general category of problem. Then whatever test you give, after that you have to analyze your performance, where you were lacking, where you are losing marks, and then practice those concepts or those areas before giving the next mock test. Okay. So that in the next mock test, you will see a definite improvement in that area. Then after that mock test, suppose you are not able to do well in analog electronics, solve the last subject test of analog electronics so that you are improving in that subject. That way you would have now covered a 4 subject test per subject, one after completion, 2 after revision, and one after mock test. Okay. So that must be sufficient. Now I shall be showing you what kind of subject wise schedule you can follow. You can write down these dates if you want to follow. You can also shuffle up these dates, or if you have completed some subjects already, you can remove those subjects from your schedule. So electrical engineering students, what they can do is from 15 to 31st July, they must first study network analysis. Then from 1st to 8th of August, EMT. Why I am saying this? Because the basic concepts of network and EMT are required to study the core subjects, that is like electrical machine. Then you should dedicate next 20-21 days for electrical machines. Then again 22 days for power system. Then 14 days for power electronics. That way your core will be covered by October. Then From 8th to 25th October, you can do engineering maths. 26th October to 10th November, signal system. 10th to 25th November, control system. Then till 15 December, digital and MUPI. 15 to 31st, analog electronics. 1st to 8th Gen, aptitude. And 9 to 15th Gen, measurement. Okay. Actually, measurement has quite less weightage in GATE examination. That is why I have kept it at the last. It is up to you. You can shuffle these subjects. You can play with them. You can remove the subjects whichever you have already completed or whichever are your stronger areas. This is just a recommendation from my side for the students who are just starting their prep. Then the next is about ECE students. They can follow this schedule: 15 to 31st July networks, 1st to 15th August control, 16 to 31st digital, then 1st to 20th September EMFT, 21st September to 15th October signal because it is a prerequisite for communication, 15th October to 10th November 25 days for communication, 11 to 25th November EDC, then EDC is a prerequisite for analog, 26th November to 15th December analog, then maths and aptitude. Okay. So if you are interested in such a schedule, you can pause the video and you can write it down for your reference. And then you can create a daily routine also in which you will mention whatever concepts you will be covering on a daily basis. Okay. So this was something that I saw from your post and your queries that you wanted to hear about. Now let us move on to your queries, whatever questions you have posted in the QA section. Okay. So the first question that I'll be answering is how to make notes from video lecture. First of all, you need not make any notes from the video lecture. Why? Because whatever we cover in video lecture, we are also providing you in the concept. Still, if you see certain points which are very important, which you feel are important for problem solving, which the faculty might have stressed, then you can follow notes or you can make notes for that particular concept. Okay. You need not make the entire notes for every concept. Is it fine? The next query is, whenever I make notes of the subject, even though I try to make them as short as possible, but sir, at minimum it takes 20 to 50 pages. What could I do to reduce the size of the notes? Again, as I am telling you, you need not make any notes from the video lectures. Concept we are providing you, which is entirely detailed. In the concept itself, you can make editing. You can write down whatever you need, whatever you want to add to whatever we have already given you. That will save a lot of time and effort, because making notes is not the most important thing, but rather the most important thing is solving problems. If you are losing time in making notes and not able to solve the sufficient problems, then it is not recommended from my side. Okay. Even if you are spending 1 hour for making notes, rather spend 1 hour for problem solving and solve 20 more questions each day. And for reducing the size of notes, we will be providing you with the short notes in Crash. So you need not bother about that also. The next question is, I am joining MTech from next month. Please tell me how to prepare for GATE along with MTech exam. Since semester is only 3 months, how to plan properly? As I told you, if you are busy with your daily routine in your degree or in your job, then what you can do is you can like dedicate more time on weekends and less time on weekdays. That way it will be more efficient. The next is economic load dispatch video. Definitely we will be uploading them this year. This concept is not covered in GATE. That is why they haven't been uploaded yet, but they will be uploaded this year. Definitely need not worry about that. The next is, last time I faced the problem in completing the courses in limited time span. That devastated my entire preparation, but making note from textbook and video lectures consume a lot of time. As I have already told you, you need not make entirely the notes. Follow concept and Crash. That will save a lot of time. Rather focus on problem solving, because most of the problem in GATE or most of the question in GATE will be numerical and application based rather than straightforward theory. The next is in many video lectures, you have taught some concepts that are not in concept. So I watch the video and read the concept simultaneously, write down the point. Yeah, that method is actually pretty perfect. Whatever you are doing, that is the ideal thing that you should follow. As I've already suggested, whatever you see haven't been written in concept, write that down from the video lecture, but not the other points which are already written in concept. Nice going, Parikshit. That is the right strategy. What if a particular subject is not covered within the schedule? Then you have to make adjustment. You have to dedicate more hours in order to complete the next subject on time, and also the remaining concept from the first subject. Okay. And anyways, I have dedicated sufficient number of days, 20-25 days per subject for a long subject, and for a shorter one, 15 days. Okay. There is no video about general aptitude and English. They will be uploaded soon. Started preparation this month. How to use? I have showed you the schedule from 15th July what you can follow in order for best preparation. I purchased Capsule 4 days ago. Now onwards, I want to start preparation. Again, I have showed you the schedule. Please rewind the video and write those dates down, and that schedule you can follow. I will be in the third year from this month onward. I am preparing for 2018. Currently, I am doing well while preparing a subject. So if you are devoting 3 hours daily, and actually you have 2 years to prepare, it is sufficient. Whatever subjects you cover this year, make sure you cover them in the complete depth, and you are strong with those subjects, so that next year you do not have to go back to those subjects, and just keep on revising and keep on practicing problem in those subjects, so that the next year will be your optimum, and you will be solving a lot more problems than what others will be doing. Which MTech course is easier, power electronics or power system? Actually, MTech is never easy. There is a like a dedicated study plan. There is a dedicated subject, and you have to put in a lot of hard work. So one thing that you can do is you can take a look at the curriculum for both the subjects, whichever you find more interesting and more easy as per you, that you should follow. Because some people love power electronics while others are more comfortable with power system. As I have worked in software companies, is it possible to prepare for GATE while undergoing training in a software company? Yes, it is possible if you are dedicated enough. If you have decided that whatever may be the cost, you want to clear GATE at any cost, then you can prepare. Then you can make time. But if other things lie on your priority list above GATE, then definitely you won't be able to do that. Okay. Are the questions of concept enough, or should you solve some other books? The thing is that if you are able to solve the previous year's question after solving the concept, then you are clear with those concepts. But if you are not able to solve, then definitely you should refer something else also to gain perfection and gain more confidence in that particular subject. The next is engineering maths transform theory video. Actually, why we did not upload it? Because it is for electrical and ECE. And for electrical and AC, the same topics are covered in signals and system. But we'll look at it later. If we have to upload it, we'll definitely upload the transform theory as well. I have posted a question regarding topics that have been removed for digital logic families is removed, but there are still video lecture present in capsule course. Actually, capsule course does not only target GATE examination, but also PSUs. So even if it has been removed from GATE course, it might be asked in different PSU examination. So what I would recommend you, even if you are not covering those concepts right now, please go through them later on, so that once you are going through any other examination, you are able to ace that examination as well. Field theory is my weakest link. I have started preparing the subject. As you suggested, practice from +2 level is enough. Can you suggest me a few book names? Actually, SC Verma is not recommended. Why? Because it is at JE level. You won't be able to solve many of the problems in that book. So rather, you can go to Pradeep or any other refresher like that from a local author in order to have a good look at the questions. And even in the video lectures, I have solved many questions from some 12th level books so that you will know what kind of questions can be asked in GATE. But go through only the books which are written for CBSE level and not for the JE level. I've already completed network theory and control theory, but I need to practice a lot of questions. Can I devote 1 hour each day for solving problems and control for 2 months so that I can be able to do core subjects since I am working? See, once you gain a confidence in one subject, then you can leave that and you can revise it on weekends. No need to keep it in continuous touch each day. So rather than dedicated time on each day, you can dedicate time on weekends for that particular subject. Instead of 1 hour, you can dedicate 2 3 hours. That way, it will be more better. And in the weekdays, what you can do is you can start a new subject. Otherwise, it becomes a lot hectic if you are in a job. If you are preparing for BSNL Junior Engineer examination, then go through the IES previous year questions because most of the question in JE exams are like that only. So, Parikshit, how many subjects have you completed now? Because in the first installment, we might have sent you digital electronics, I think control systems as well as network you might have got. So, first complete this subject. And if you got the concept earlier on, soon we will be sending you EDC as well as we may send you the EMFT question bank like that. Okay. Then you can start with the core subject also. But if you are not reading theory, then what you can do is you can go through the lectures and you can directly start from the concept question bank in order to save time. If you are able to solve 60% of the previous year problems, then how should I improve standard? Then first look at the 40% of the problems that you are not able to solve, whether they lie in a particular concept or they are spread throughout the concepts. If they are spread overall, that means you haven't got a good grasp of any concept. If they are targeted at any particular concept or any particular kind of questions you are not able to solve, then practice those sort of problems from certain source. But that strategy should be targeted. Do not go after all kind of problems, but only those which you are unable to solve. And your target should be solving 70 to 80% of the previous year problems, not 100%, because some problems are very good. You might not be able to solve those kind of problems. How can we prepare for GATE and EAC together? Mohit, you have to look at the video that we have uploaded from our webinar last week or 2 weeks earlier that solely focus on how you can go after GATE and ESC together. That will really help you. Is there any advantage of doing MTech in Power System while attending PSU interviews? Actually, even in PSU interviews, they are not asking that difficult questions that you have to go for MTech. Even if you read a basic book in Power System, that should be sufficient enough to get you through the interviews. So I don't think you will get any benefit by doing MTech for PSU interviews. Definitely your knowledge level will be improved, but interview level is not that high to crack. How to prepare ECE subjects like communication, microwave, material science? Actually, there is no answer to that. You have to read some study material or some standard textbook for that because that will not be covered in your capsule course. We won't be supporting the ECE subject in the electrical engineering course. So what you can do is you can look at the previous year question from BSNL, take a look at the concepts that they have been asking and solve the questions based on those concepts or read those concepts from a standard book. This question I have already answered how to cut short. Actually, Parikshit is doing that. So you can read his question that he posted, that he is writing down whatever concepts are not covered in concept course from capsule videos, and he is not writing the entire stuff in the notes. So last, this is a technical question. As I told, I won't be answering, but since it is a single question, let me answer. The primary MMF is least affected by loaded condition in current transformer, because the primary MMF in current transformer is N1 I1, where I1 is the current source that is injected into the primary. So that current source does not depend on the secondary loaded condition. That is why it is least affected. But total MMF inside the core will be primary minus secondary MMF. That will depend on the loaded condition in the secondary winding. But primary MMF is independent of the loaded condition. Whereas in any type of potential transformer, whether potential transformer, distribution or power transformer, primary current depends on the secondary current. I1 dash is equal to N1 by N2 into, sorry, N2 by N1 into I2. So it is affected by the secondary loaded condition. Subject from electronic field are tough for EE. How should prepare for that? You can read a standard book like electronic field theory. You can read Sadiku. And for EDC, you can read Niemann. For communication, you can read Procase. All the questions are not answered in time. Can there be separate pages for each subject? Actually, Facebook does not support separate pages for each subject. Otherwise, it will also become a lot hectic for us to maintain. The thing is that right now toppers are going through PSU interviews. That is why they might be a little bit busy. But as soon as they get free, they will definitely be answering your doubts. Right now, I am taking a lot of classes as well as I am involved in content development. That is why I'm not getting time. But once I get free, definitely I will have a look at your doubts also. That is why we have kept certain toppers to dedicated to solve your doubts. But please be patient. If some question you are not getting your answer, you can tag me in the comment. That is how it will be more visible to me and I'll be able to answer your question. Sorry, but this year there is no chance that EE students will be enrolled in communication subject. Actually, once the gate has become international, it is to fill up the seats in IIT and bring in more international students so that the score of IIT and its ranking on the global scale will improve. But that will not change the pattern of the gate examination. So I don't see any more questions. So let us conclude this webinar. I think all your queries have been answered. Do not think that I have left any question. Right now, there is no question available in my list. Only two comments, yes and yes. So guys, I'll be concluding this webinar. Hope it had helped you. Kindly make a schedule for yourself and study in a strategic manner, not haphazardly going after each and every subject. Okay. It should be a pinpoint strategy. You can create a schedule for yourself. Likewise, what I showed you earlier. And best of luck for your preparation. Thanks.